When we produce a good by exploiting natural resources, it is an activity of the perfect. Primary sector is the correct choice. The Human Development Index does not contain which of the following measurements. Well-reasoned, GDP per capita is the correct choice. Which document provides detailed information to enable tendering for contracts? Excellent. Bill of quantities is a brilliant choice. Which age group of children is included for calculating net attendance ratio? Nice work. You chose 1415 and it is correct. In which province did Oxfam provide non-emergency aid to 550 poor households? Right choice. Hattin is the best answer. What is the share of the global population that is breathing unhealthy air? You got it. Your choice, 95%, is right. The clearing of a forest and its replacement by another land use is called smart pick. Deforestation is the correct choice. The per capita income of different countries is counted in which currency? Sharp thinking. $US is the right choice. Which of the following words best describes the characteristics of a city? Well done. Urban is the right choice. When was Pradhan created? Clear logic. Your choice, 1983, is sound and 100% true. Which of the following economist had not proposed balanced growth theory? Nice selection. Singer is the correct and valid answer. Which of the following could not be considered a major economic system? Great job. Human Development Index is the accurate answer. According to the classical theory, wage level and population growth are. Good job. Your answer positively correlated works well here. Which sector do export promotion councils in India focus on? Exactly. Textiles makes sense and it is right choice. In the Solo growth model, the demand for goods equals investment. On track. Plus consumption is the correct answer. The HT calculates the 4 indicators to give a score between what? Nicely done. ZO1 is a solid answer. Which of the following models is not an exogenous growth model? You're right. The Romer model is the correct answer. In this study, the authors take the dash variables of interest. Strong choice. 3 is the right answer. In this article, the authors used the dash as proxy of poverty. Great thinking. Headcount poverty index is the right choice. How many randomization cells are there in DeMel et al? Smart move. 5 is an accurate answer. Who developed the concept of international division of labor? Correct response. Lenin is the most accurate answer. Which country has the highest total greenhouse gas emissions? Bravo. China is the answer. According to Rostow, what is the main factor of development? Valid point. Investment in capital is true. Which year National Food Security Act in India implemented? Right again. 2013 is a valid answer. When comparing NI across countries, we adjust it by using. Well picked. Purchasing power parity is the correct answer. Solow built his model as an alternative dash which model? Solid response. Haradomar is a valid choice.
The essay on the principle of population was written by.
Good thinking. Thomas Robert Malthus is the right answer.
In this article, authors study the relationship between.
Excellent choice. Economic growth, inequality and poverty is the right answer. Who's the most important person in a construction team? You chose client, and it is correct. The difference between GDP and NI is that NI contains. Correct. Remittances is the right answer.
In this study, the authors have used DASH, data of rain.
Good job. Your answer monthly works well here. Which of the following was not a classical economist? Smart pick. Keynes is the correct choice. Development goal for landless agricultural labor is. Well reasoned. More days of work is the correct choice. Which among the following is not a public facility? Well picked. Private schools is the correct answer. Per capita income of Kerala is higher than that of. Great thinking. Bihar is the right choice. The process by which the population of cities grow. Sharp thinking. Urbanization is the right choice. Workers in the DASH sector do not produce goods. Solid response. Tertiary sector is a valid choice.
How long has Oxfam been operating in Vietnam?
On track. Almost 70 years is the correct answer. Which year gender-adjusted SD was introduced? Well done. 1995 is the right choice. The basic of Schumpeter theory of development. Excellent choice. Innovation is the right answer. How will energy demand increase until 2050? Good thinking. By 50% is the right answer.
ITRA filing deadline for FY 19 extended till.
Clear logic. Your choice 30 June is sound and 100% true. Meaning of development is different for. Excellent. Different people is a brilliant choice. How many national parks are there in MP? Valid point. 9 is true.
All investment should be in all sectors.
Great job. Balanced is the accurate answer. Development of an individual refers to. Right choice. Overall development is the best answer.
A value of 1 in Gini index represents.
Bravo! Maximum inequality is the answer. Tertiary sector is also known as DASH. Exactly. Service sector makes sense, and it is right choice.
Marshallian inefficiency is based on.
Nicely done. Appropriate provision of incentives is a solid answer.
Which urban land model uses 2 speeds?
Smart move. Multiple nuclei is an accurate answer.
Who gave theory of unbalanced growth?
You got it. Your choice Hirschman is right. Who prepared Human Development Index? Right again. Mahabub ul Haq is a valid answer. What is India's rank in Hartrati 20? Perfect. 131 is the correct choice. Who gave the Big Push theory? You're right. Rodon is the correct answer. How may growth act to Harrod? Nice work.
You chose 3 and it is correct.
Per capita income heights.
Nice selection. Disparities is the correct and valid answer.
Big push means?
Correct. Huge investment is the right answer.
To put means?
Strong choice. Directly productive activities is the right answer.
What is Engo?
Correct response. Non-governmental organization is the most accurate answer.
Expansok.
You chose social overhead capital, and it is correct. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? On track. Contact Narayan Changda is the correct answer.